Hey everybody, check it out. We finally made it to Jerusalem. I'm standing here near the Jaffa Gate. Unfortunately, I left my mic back at the hotel, so we'll have much better sound audio tomorrow. But we're in the only place we could be without too much of a noise issue and without too much wind. So we hope this is okay for right now. But a lot of things are going on. As I mentioned, we're right by the Jaffa Gate. That's the entrance over there on my left. And things are kind of picking up here because we're coming up on Yom Kippur. Today is October 8th. Yesterday was the anniversary of the memorial for the 1 year of the October 7 attack, but a lot to talk about. So check this out. We know about the two hurricanes now, the damage in North Carolina. By the time you see this, I haven't been able to get the latest hurricane news here. I've only been in Jerusalem for a couple hours. Regarding Milton, it sounds like it's just going to be absolutely horrific. Definitely one of the worst hurricanes recorded. And even with that, remember, prayer works. And it can still change the course. It can quiet it down. But again, that thing looks like it's going to be absolutely devastating. Of course, then we have all of the different thoughts about cloud seeding and so forth. But a few other things to go through. Check this out. Scientists are deploying monitors at the volcanic Mount Adams in Washington State after a spike in seismic activity. Spike in earthquakes at Washington volcano prompts more monitoring from scientists. Mount Adams typically experiences one earthquake every 2 or 3 years, but in September it experienced 6. And then, of course, there was this cyber attack on the largest water facility, drinking water facility in the United States. That just happened. While coming here over the last few hours, I was texting with some friends back home, and they're wondering if I'm safe here. Friends, I'll be honest with you. I look at what's coming in America. I'm looking at these hurricanes. I'm looking at the different things going on. You got to wonder what, I've seen some reports of Kamala Harris on 60 Minutes. I know that's not a shock to us, but what a failure. And can you imagine if she's president? And I said this, I'm looking at America right now, wondering if there's even going to be an America left by the time we return home, and looking at it going, man, just unbelievable to watch all of these different dynamics that are taking place. As you continue reading through these things, we know the whole FEMA thing, what a joke, right? So FEMA doesn't have the money says they don't have the money to be able to pay for American citizens who pay tax dollars, but we're able to give all this money to illegal immigrants. We're able to give it to Lebanon. We're able to give it to, we were giving it to UNRWA and to UN before that. And you're going, this is just absolutely evil, $750, and what's going to happen with the hurricane. So check this out. Greg Abbott says Texas is deploying, governor of Texas, emergency response personnel and resources to Florida ahead of Hurricane Milton. We are also sending resources to Tennessee to support Hurricane Helene recovery efforts. America is stronger when we come together in times of crises. And then, check this out. So, what's her name? Kamala Harris, she goes to blame DeSantis for failures in Florida for hurricane response. I'm thinking, this is just absolutely unbelievable, but people are absolutely tired of it. They can see what's going on. But let's focus on Israel for a few minutes as we watch things escalate here in Israel. As I mentioned, we're coming up on Yom Kippur, and then after this, Feast of Tabernacles, we'll be here reporting for all of those. You can see the dynamics starting to change here, but also you're not seeing any tour groups. We just met with a business owner that was here, and you don't have tour groups going in there to buy things anymore, and the store shops are just open basically for anybody that wants to come by. But the only tour groups here are Israeli tour groups being led, people that live here in Israel being led by an Israeli guide that want to know more. So it's completely different from the way that it used to be. Everything is continuing to escalate in the north. People are wondering, is Iran going to do something? As we've talked to different people from Israel just in the last couple of hours, getting different opinions on it, but everybody's on edge. You can feel it. You can sense everybody's wondering when the next shoe is going to drop while we were flying over here. I was talking with a couple of the different flight attendants. Let me tell you, great conversation. One of them, individual gentleman, he was air traffic controller for the Israeli Air Force. Now he's working with El Al Airlines, not in the, he's not doing the air traffic control, but as he was asking me why we are coming over, because you're not getting many Gentiles that are coming over. It's people like you that come over here, and obviously us, to support Israel. We went through things. I talked about the history of Israel. We went back and forth, had a great time, and he's talking about the growing anti-Semitism. He goes, the whole world hates us. It's like everywhere we look, the whole world hates us. If you watched the video I did with Chaim Mailspin in Gaza just the other day, last week, he said, you know, when this is over, you want to be able to go on vacation. He goes, but we can't go on vacation anywhere because we see anti-Semitism in all the big cities that we might want to travel to in the West. But the flight attendant I was talking to just about these different dynamics, he goes, people don't understand the history of Palestine. They don't understand where the name came from. They don't understand the Jewish history. They won't go back far enough. All they do is they hear what the UN says or they hear what's on the Western news. And they were very thankful that someone would just come here and meet with them. One of the other flight attendants just was talking with them, and they came up to me and they said, hey, your birthday's this week. I said, yeah, it is. It's coming in just a couple of days. And I said, I get to be here during Yom Kippur, and all this is happening, and I've never been here before during my birthday time. But she said, so why are you here? She also asked me, and I said, well, we're going to do some filming, and we have some different interviews set up. They're going to be great interviews. But she said, listen, would you be interested in doing like a documentary with a lady? Her daughter is still one of the hostages. And I said, listen, I'll talk with anybody if she's willing. I don't want to put anybody in a bad position. So these different things. But the people are hurting here. You can look around. It is not business as usual, folks. It's not if you've been here before, it's not business as usual. And you can really sense a lot of things are just people feel like the next shoe is going to drop. As I mentioned, we just got here. We'll connect with a lot more things, get into more of the things that you guys need to know about, things that we're doing over here. We are going down to Gaza on October 10th, by the way. We're going to go down into Gaza. We have a ride taking us down there, and but it's a safe area. We're going to do some filming down there on the life of David while we're there, and do a couple of interviews too. But it's going to be, listen, I believe God's going to do great things. Great fruit's going to come. Appreciate your prayers, and I will keep you updated. Promise to do that. God bless you guys. We'll get the audio problem fixed by tomorrow. Shalom.